Hello, good morning everyone. Welcome back to the channel How to Improve Your Communication Skill in English Language. I'm Dr. Gopal Singh Mehta, and right now I'm throwing myself into the practice of communication skill. I have just returned from my morning walk, and that was about 1 hour long, and when I thought that why not to really make a small video about communication skill and let me check myself how much I'm progressing and what way I'm really moving towards my goal of making myself one of the finest speakers. So you can see I have really put my goal quite high for myself, and because deliberately I have put it so, because even if you're not going to reach your goal, you are going to reach somewhere quite high where you don't see any competition being around you. That's how you really pull up your all resources to make yourself that person. All of your potential is going to work towards it fulfilling your aspiration. So I want to make myself better at communication skill. I want to be better at spoken English, and for that I'm just indulging myself whenever I'm having a spare time. My own priority is that I just want to indulge in the craft of this English language, so that it becomes so familiar to me that I no more have any fear about it in my mind. Because first of all, you need to really work on it. You have to really get your strategy right from the very beginning, because it's not that it is a rigid one. Of course, it might get tweaked as per the necessity along the way of your aspiration or the journey, but you will have to really have things in a right perspective. So first of all, you need to really understand that why you hesitate, why you are not able to really speak a few words in this language, despite the fact that you know within yourself that you can really make a sentence, or you can speak, you can manage to speak some lines or some sentences, but despite that you fumble a lot right from the very beginning. You get stuck there. You are unable to really start your sentence. You aren't prompt. You aren't spontaneous. Why that is happening? It's just because that you are not still familiar with this language. So first of all, in order to make yourself familiar with this language, more and more familiar, you have to really indulge in this particular language in whatever way, in whatever aspects you want to really go about it. You have to really throw yourself into it and make an environment of English language around you. Create a one if it is not there. Everyone is not favored to have favorable circumstances around it. So if you can have, if you have that desire, intense desire, or the sincere desire of making yourself a person which requires a lot of factors or favorable conditions around you, but they aren't there, you are the person who can create this environment around you. Because if there is a will, there is a way. That's what the maxim old saying is there, and that's really true. So first of all, you need to take the fear from your mind of that it is English language, it is my non-native language, of course, and it is a foreign language, and everybody speaks it on a global platform. So it is a language that can be spoken all around the world, or it has a global presence. And if you learn how to speak this language, it is going to give you an edge on various of your you can say professional careers, or whatever way you can think you have. If you think that you have something to share with the whole of the world, and you want to share it with the whole of the world, then English is the language which can reach to every nook and corner of the world, isn't it? For that reason, if you really want to make yourself better at spoken English, then definitely you will have to go about it in a wholesome manner. All aspects of English learning can be indulged in, or can be worked upon, definitely, in order to make yourself so familiar about it. And once you start becoming familiar with this language, the fear starts really disappearing from your mind. You no more feel intimidated by this language, and slowly this is going to be a very much favorable condition for you, and you are going to improve at a higher rate than it was in the beginning. Because in the beginning we have to really do a lot of things. We have to do all this paid work. We have to really you can say place a strong foundation about it, because you are working on it, and once the foundation really gets complete, and then the progress is far more swift, isn't it? So this is akin to the making a tall building, where much of the work goes in the beginning for foundational work, isn't it? So once the foundation is completed, then the building erects in no time. So similarly, if you really want to make yourself, and that's what I'm doing for myself, it is a practice session. I'm speaking here impromptu. I'm not saying that I'm not making any mistakes. Of course there is scope of making mistakes, but still you think that don't really look down upon the mistake, don't really fear the mistakes, because mistakes are part and parcel of every journey of your aspiration, or whatever aspiration one might be having in one mind. When one's mind, one is going through the journey of once a part of mistakes, because mistakes are going to really make us learn a lot about. If we are not making any mistake, that means we are not progressing at all, and whatever we wanted to get better at, that means we are already there. So what way we are going to really become better if we are not making any mistakes? So mistakes are of course the building blocks of really making ourselves better at something that we are not better at present moment, you can say. So never really think that way or negatively about the mistakes. The mistakes are going to really happen there with anybody and anywhere. So even if you are making mistakes, just move ahead from that point. Don't get stuck there. Don't think too much about the mistakes at that present time, because slowly you have understood that you have made a mistake, you realize it, recognize it, and slowly you are going to make yourself better. You are not going to commit that many mistakes further after a few repetitions of your practice. And slowly every day, if you have a consistent practice of communication skill, and you will come to know and you will experience yourself that now you are really becoming far more smooth in speaking this language out and not making that many mistakes. It's not about the grammatical part, because we know grammar, of course we know how it is, but it is about having not being in the habit of speaking this language. That's the most thing. So if you want to really get better at spoken English, you will have to really practice speaking it out, because it's the only way possible. You have to really speak this language out every day, whatever way. If you are not finding anyone around you who can speak with you in English language, or you can speak with him in English language, so okay, you can speak with yourself. Just stand in front of the mirror, try to speak something out of your mind, whatever you think, whatever thought is crawling in your mind, you just put that thought really out in words. That's how we are going to really practice our communication skill. Take a topic, start talking about the topic, give yourself for 10 minutes or 15 minutes of time on which you are going to really speak about the topic, the general idea about the topic, and there you are going to really see that whether or not you are making mistake, how many mistakes you are making, where are the mistakes being more common, and what are those areas where you are more prone to making mistakes. So you are going to really work upon those areas, and they're going to really get better at it, isn't it? So forget about really bothering to make mistakes. If the mistakes are going to really, you only have to really focus on speaking for 10 minutes or 15 minutes of time. That's what you have allotted for yourself. So you don't get stuck there, even if you have made many mistakes along the way. It's okay, and next time perhaps you are not going to make that many mistakes. Slowly the number of mistakes you are committing are going to decrease, are going to get reduced. So this is how we are going to improve ourselves in our way of communication skill. So it is everyday practice that's going to really matter a lot, and it is small things always that we need to really work upon in order to gain something big in our life, isn't it? If we overlook, if we neglect the small things, considering that these are the miniature parts, so I shouldn't be really taking care of them. I'm always thinking about the big. No, you will have to really think another way, because without working on the smaller facets of life, you are not going to really live a wonderful life. So it is the first step, the second step, a few steps that we are taking towards our journey that are going to really contribute a lot in order to make ourselves that person who is going to really reach one's goal. You can only reach your goal through these steps, those very steps that you took for the first time, or those very few first steps that were significant. Hadn't you started your journey in the first place, how do you expect yourself to have reached your goal? So just consider the importance of those initial steps. So you are going to pay attention to these, also going to take care of smaller nuances of the things, and how you can really speak something the better way. If we have spoken, somehow we all are able to really manage to speak out or to just convey what we want to convey. But that's not the game. That's not what for we are really practicing here. We are practicing to make ourselves sound very peculiar, sound so impressive and so impactful, so that whoever is going to listen to us is going to really have his attention tethered on us, or tethered on what we are saying, isn't it? If you are able to really fetch their attention consistently on whatever you are sharing with them, that means you have got some power of your communication skill. Definitely you have a way of really speaking out things in a manner that captivates the people's attention, the audience's attention. So that is what for we are vying. So one day you are going to become a great speaker, public speaker. Just believe in yourself and always speak positive things in your mind, that you can achieve things, because we all have got a lot of potential within us, a lot of possibilities within us. The only thing that we forget to work upon it, we forget always to just take that journey inside us. We always look outside to the outer world, what the other person is doing, what this is doing. Our mind always remains engaged, occupied with the outer world, whereas the far bigger world is lying within us. So if we pay attention to it, I think we are going to grow in our life a lot, and we want to really make ourselves whatever, we are going to really be that person. So the crux of the matter is that what you think, you become that person. So if you think that you can achieve your goal, you can become one day the master of your communication skill. Definitely you are going to be that person one day. And this is how I'm just practicing in front of it. It could be that it could sound sometimes a very naive of me, that how I'm just doing it. There are many people out there, so many native speakers itself out there, and they are brilliant, and that's their native language. How can you compete with them? Don't think that way. They have got their way of speaking, you have got your way of speaking. It's not about the native language, it's about that what way you are speaking out, what kind of content you are creating, what kind of vocabulary you are providing, and how a rich quality of communication you are offering to them, and how you are being far more impactful to the audience. That matters a lot. So you have got, this is why it is called a skill. It is not something that you know the language. Many people know the language and they can manage to speak what they want to speak, but it's about that how we are going to take our words out in a measured nuances, how we are going to really make something feel so impressive or so impactful. We don't have to be verbose. We don't have to be using too many words, or just making a roundabout communication most of the time, not trying to really speak straight. Many times we need to speak straight, isn't it? So we are going to really use minimum of the words. That is what is the minimalistic approach. We are going to really use a very few words that conveys pithily exactly what we want to convey. And sometimes we have to really take liberty of going roundabout and to give a perspective to the people and give an exercise to the minds of the people, that this can be really said this way also, what you are actually insinuating in their minds to really what you are speaking about. Isn't it so? So my dear friends, just to keep yourself investing in practicing your communication skill, and I'm pretty sure that one day every one of us is going to really become that person who you always wanted to be, and great at speaking or communication skill. And slowly that is fear, that's this harboring in our mind in the beginning, is going to really disappear in the thin air, vanish in the thin air. And believe me, if you believe in yourself, you can really catch hold of any goal in your life, because the potential is immense within you, and the possibilities are galore, and we are going to really fetch anything in our life we think that we can. Really, this is the power of the positive thinking. Good day for now.